All right, so you said there was a mechanical issue that you heard as soon as the bike went up on the two-step, or an electrical mechanical issue.
Yeah, there's a switch that limits the RPM when the driver's got the clutch in. It's a launch limiter, and we designate a certain RPM the motorcycle is going to leave at, and that's done here at our trailer. It's a tuning tool, and that switch malfunctioned. It was actually going off and on while Jerry had the clutch in. And so what it was allowing to do is the engine RPM to race up, and then when it would turn on, it'd come back down, and then it'd race up and it'd come back down. So unfortunately, Jerry's motorcycle left the starting line with about 1,100 more RPM than it was intended to. And we moved this. This can be moved between 50 or 100 RPM increments. So 1,100 RPM is something that has
It's a big difference.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
And you pretty much knew it was going to happen from as soon as he
went on the two-step. I knew something was wrong, and we haven't experienced this type of failure before, but it's definitely a weakness in our program, and we've got to fix that. Figure out how to not make it happen again.
All right, so that's the bad news. There's a lot of good news today, and an incredible achievement. An amazing achievement, and I know you didn't expect it to happen this soon. Tell me about it. What?
I really don't set expectations. But they wound up like that. That's for sure. These guys did a great job today. Both of them did. And my last words before we left this trailer, my advice to both of our drivers, and I said it here in front of everybody, is, I want to see how fast these motorcycles will go. Mm-hmm. So don't either of y'all mess around here.
Right.
I want to see how fast these bikes are going to go. So we came back here after the semis, and I put everything in that I had to each one of these tune-ups, and we're going to leave the rest of the drivers. And so we try and make these motorcycles as fast as we possibly can.
That semifinal round, that was huge. You did an amazing job. You had to feel good about that.
Oh yeah, against Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Eddie, every time he runs me, it's all out. He can be cutting 60 and 70 lights, and when he gets on me, he's gonna be in the 20s. I mean, it's almost like Mr. Automatic. And Eddie's a hell of a racer. I don't think there's nobody out here better than him. Those guys are great, and for us to win, Ellie beat Andrew, and for me to beat Eddie was an amazing day.
How proud of you, or were you, of Jerry when he won that semi?
Oh man, I mean that's a big win. And there's really, really competitive teams around us, and it's great. And there's some things he's been working on that have really come around at this race particularly. So just proud of him, and it kind of gives us a sign of improvement. Being fast is great. Having a motorcycle that's fast is really what we're looking for. But we got to build a bike that it works for the driver, and the driver feels comfortable on, and he feels like he can get on it, and he can have an expectation, and we meet that expectation every time. And I think that's really what builds the consistency in our program. So. That's something we're always working on.
If I'm not mistaken, Ellie had low ET every round today. I'm assuming whatever clutch issues you were having with the motorcycle have been taken care of.
I wouldn't say that yet. It's only been one race.
Good. So it can only get better.
Wouldn't say that either.
Okay, right.
Don't know what's ahead of us.
You're good. You're tricky.
Question marks. Future is a question mark. We don't know what it holds. All we know is right now, here in Atlanta, LE had the most competitive package, and we know that because he won.
And if I remember last week, you were saying that you haven't felt all that successful here in Atlanta.
Last year was pretty good. We went to the finals.
Okay,
we heard an engine in the finals. And this year we were coming back here. I kind of had I felt like I had a little bit better handle on this place than we did last year, because we've really struggled here in the past up until last year. So I wouldn't say there was any more confidence. I don't ever really feel confident, but I think that we did a good job here. That's what we did today.
Yeah.
That's what we did today.
Next stop, Englishtown. How do you feel about that?
It's gonna be tough. Every race is tough. These guys go home, man. They work just as hard as we do. You know, and I'm no smarter than anybody else. So, you know, it's tough. And racing 2 motorcycles that went to the finals, there's a whole nother dynamic there for me that, you know, I'm really on a pretty steep learning curve right now on how to streamline my process. I will say that, you know, with both the bikes going into Sunday, both the bikes being closer to what we want was a lot easier on me on Sunday. When you're having challenges, it takes a lot more of my time. So I think as far as my part of it, I think I did a little better job here than I did in Charlotte.
Anything else?
That's all I got for you.
Congratulations, man. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Tim.
What an amazing operation you've put together.
Well, Tim put it together.
He had to have the resources had to come from somewhere.
We actually been trying for a couple of years, and had a couple of inquiries, and just things never evolved, and made some people bitter and whatnot. But the deal with LE was great because we live 50 miles from each other. We stay in contact. Raced with Gary many years ago. He was always a step above me in pro stock. I was always down.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him earlier, I said, who would have ever thought 30 years ago that we'd be racing together, you know? So it's a good thing, but credit goes off to Tim. I mean, Tim works hard. Everybody, you hear it every week, you know, week in and week out, and it shows, man. It shows on the track, and you get a little lucky. Looked like this weekend I did a little better. Reaction times are coming around, so maybe we figured some things out, and it's a good weekend overall. It's kind of bittersweet. You know, you always want to win. It's in your blood to be a winner, but Ellie did a good job, and hey, go on to the next one.
And I know you want to keep your cool and all that, and it's important to be level-headed about things, but it's hard not to get excited about this season.
Yeah, I mean, look, 3 races in, we won 2.
Yeah.
I really felt like Gainesville was a good thing for me, and just out of fun, Tim said, I don't know what the hell you did this weekend, but dude, you keep on doing it. And I said, oh, it takes me a little while to get tuned up, but I was just out of focus.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand what's going on the starting line, but excuse me, I just ate some of my wife's wonderful roast and wonderful white beans. Some good Cajun dinner. But it's all about focus, and there's a lot of things going on, so it's not as easy as it looks. And you know, a lot of people just want to qualify, but we want to win. So first 2 races I got bit in Charlotte. Everybody crammed there at the same time, and I wasn't expecting that, so it's all good.
All right. Who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Tim, for sure, and sponsors, you know, Mr. Race All, give us a great product, PJ1, Mr. PJ, Motec, most of all Vance and Hines. You know, I told Eddie earlier, I said, look, a lot of guys might not tell you, and a lot of them like to bitch and groan, but you know, you guys treat us good. I want to thank you for supporting us, and because they don't have to give us what they give us, you know. But we got a great team, man. Jeremy and Rick works on my bike, and Steve and Parker work on Ellie's bike. So, and also I'd like to thank Mr. Kenny. Was a big part of this, putting Ellie on my other bike. So, and my wife again. Without her, it was a good weekend because she was here. So,
sure.
I wish she would come every weekend.
I hear you. Anything else you want to add?
Nah, I'm cool.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.